Check.
I feel like an old
Check.
man.
Check.
Check. Check. That's how we're starting the episode, isn't it?
That is, I think. Welcome to episode number 19 of A Lot About a Little. This is 19, right?
I think so.
All right. Well,
Yeah, we'll go with that.
welcome to another in-person episode today.
Yes.
Wow.
Second one. This one, for reference, is being recorded on the 4th of November.
The 4th? Well, you're breaking the fourth wall here, guy. We can't be giving this proprietary information away.
But this one will go out the 17th?
2 weeks from yesterday. So
17th.
Today is yesterday was the 4th or the 3rd. So it's the 17th.
17th.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Look at that math by Reid.
Quick maths.
Yeah. So as we established on last week's episode, Reid is staying with me. And
I don't like how you said last week, because that really threw me off. Because
Well,
in my mind, it's yesterday.
Well, technically it was last week's episode.
Yes, yeah. When they're listening to it, correct.
Yeah. And so he is. I'm in the process of moving to a new place.
You are,
and,
yes.
He is staying there, and so there was a little bit of a home intrusion yesterday.
Yeah,
in the
aviary incident.
an aviary. I think what do they call birds in the bird world?
Aviaries.
I don't know if that's accurate, but
I'm pretty sure it is.
I don't know. But we had a special visitor.
Yes.
Last night in the basement. There was a quite an active bird in the house, and so what had happened was, here's the story. Here's the scoop for those of you that weren't here. We arrived promptly at 6:20 at the house, promptly, and we're going out to dinner at 7 o'clock. All right, so we got to leave by 6:55. The restaurant, thankfully, is very close to the house, and so we are, unpacking a little bit. Reid's, getting his various liquids and gases. And
Gels and aerosols.
Gels and aerosols out of his suitcase. And so while that's happening, I'm doing my inspection of the house. I walk around with a flashlight and a baseball bat in case there's any intruders. That, of course, is not true. But we had to go into the basement for something.
Yep.
And previously, we've had a few experiences with what I believe to be the same bird.
Yeah.
It's got to be the same bird.
It has to be. There's no way. Yeah, there's no way it's a different one, right?
Right. And so what had happened was we go downstairs. I don't even remember what we were doing. I don't know what we were doing, but
we went downstairs to check for birds.
Oh, did we?
I think so.
Okay. Well, there was a few other incidents where there was a bird in the house.
Yeah.
So we had to go check that out. And we opened the door, and this bird immediately just torpedoes at my face. And so
I thought you were messing with me when you opened the door and you jumped back and you're like, I thought you were messing with me. I'm like, no, the bird was actually there.
No, the bird was actually there. It was I want to say it was a sparrow. We're going to call it a sparrow.
I have no
knowledge
idea.
of birds is not
Your
very
guess
good.
is as good as mine, dude.
Well, it was a little brown sucker, and it was about yay big.
Little brown sucker, yay
about
big.
Yay big.
No, it wasn't that big.
It was okay.
Yeah,
well,
that's
yay
better.
Big here,
Yeah, okay.
right
yeah,
there.
you were like, yeah.
It was actually a hawk. It was that tall.
It was a bald eagle,
And so that prompted a quite hilarious endeavor.
Yeah, and unsuccessful.
Yeah. To try and capture the winged creature. And so what had ensued was a circus act of tomfoolery is essentially what happened.
Yeah.
We had the most ridiculous looking net known to man. I mean, this net had to have been...
You couldn't fit a basketball in it.
...retrieved out of the garbage. It's like duct taped together. Yeah. It's got like a... I don't know what this net was being used for.
Probably not much.
Probably not much, no.
Butterflies, if
but
that.
Maybe. I don't know. And so this is a net we have. And so we proceed to just walk around the basement. Reid has a blanket.
Yeah, I don't know why I had that blanket. That didn't do anything.
I have the net, and we're kind of like, walking around, and we're looking, and we're gonna get the bird, and we're gonna catch it in the net. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this went on for 45 minutes.
Practically.
45 minutes this goes on for.
Yep.
And then, at a certain point, we're just thinking we're going to tire out the bird.
Yeah, you would think. You would think the thing got tired.
I mean, we were chasing it around. I mean, it was going full speed, and this is not a very large space.
No.
I mean, these are 8-foot ceilings, maybe.
Yeah.
You're
bumping your head on half of them.
I am, essentially, right? And so this bird is flying, literally, back and forth, right? It's going all over the place.
It's doing laps around the basement, practically.
It really It really is. And neither of us can seem to figure out how to get the bird in the net.
No, there was just no. You would need to have it fly right at you and try to get it with the net.
I really don't know how my dad was able to do that. He was able to.
That's impressive.
I don't know. He said he was sitting there with the net, and then all of a sudden the bird came by, and he was like, whoop, and caught it like that.
We could bring him on as a guest and ask about the bird.
Yeah, he was giving us a hard time when we got here today. He was like, "Oh, I want to be a guest." We don't want that. We don't want that.
Too good.
So, anyway, we're looking for the bird, trying to get it. It's not succeeding. I mean, time is ticking by, right? Time is ticking by. And eventually it gets to 6:55. We have to be at dinner at 7 o'clock. And we're like, you know what? We got to go.
Yep.
We're going to bring in the reinforcements on the way back after dinner.
Yeah.
We're going to bring them back. And we also probably should go to the pet store and get a larger net.
Yeah.
And so we go to dinner, have a nice time, forget about the bird.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, we go back. We're like, okay, we're going to bring in the reinforcements, who's actually happened to be injured at the time. Didn't know that.
Yeah, why did we bring in a reinforcement that had a boot on his foot?
Yeah, I don't know.
That was in hindsight, that was a dumb idea.
Well, and the person that we chose, I don't know how much help he would have been in the first place. But
if he was fully healthy?
Yeah.
We also didn't go to the pet store to get a bigger net.
This is true. So we're like, we'll get it.
We're back with the butterfly net.
He's from the backwoods of Indiana, so he was, he's used to trapping birds with his bare hands.
We're back with the butterfly net with 5.5 or 5 legs instead of 6. 5. So we have 2.5 people going after this bird.
You're not wrong. And so we get back. And we're like, okay, we're gonna go. Here's the game plan. We're gonna corner it. We're gonna get some blankets, and we're gonna push it into a corner, and then I'm gonna swoop in with the net.
Yeah,
that was the
play
idea.
Hero. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I had my cape on and everything. I was ready to go. And so what had happened was we go downstairs and we open the door slowly as to not be startled by the
nor
birdie.
To startle the bird.
Right. And so open the door, no bird. Okay. Now, I assume it must be sleeping because the only other time I had experience with the bird was when it was sleeping.
Why didn't you catch it when it was sleeping?
I did.
Okay.
I did catch it when it was sleeping.
Okay.
This was like the third time.
Your dad is the only one that has caught the bird in flight.
Live, yeah. Nicole opened the door. Well, the basement door was left open, so she opened the door.
Okay.
The bird flew out. So we're hunting. I mean, we're like it's like in Blue's Clues when they're looking for the clues. We're like looking around. We're marching around with the net,
Yeah.
I'm like...
It's somewhere around here.
It's somewhere around here. We're banging
Logan's ready to
catch air ducts and making all sorts of noise trying to scare it. This bird pulled the greatest magic trick I think I've ever seen.
Call him a Houdini, yeah.
It was gone.
Yep. Out of thin air.
Was it really there? We don't know. It's just gone.
It could still be there.
It quite possibly could be.
It also wasn't there this morning.
Yeah. So that's even more wondersome.
Maybe it got cold overnight.
But the house was warm. It's warmer in the basement than it is upstairs.
That's fair, yeah.
It's much warmer than it is outside for sure because, we got that quality Chicago weather.
Yes.
Except, so my question to you is...
Oh, gosh.
How... Have you ever caught an animal live before?
No.
No.
Apart from my dog running around the house, and I'll chase after her, but that doesn't count. She's pretty quick. She can get away from you pretty quick.
Oh, God. Okay.
No, the only real animal we ever had in our house growing up, we had a snake in the basement the one time.
You had a snake?
Yeah.
In Wisconsin?
Yeah.
I didn't know there were snakes in Wisconsin.
Yeah, it was like it wasn't that large, but we called some exterminator to get it out because it was like stuck behind like this desk that we had, and we didn't really want to mess with it because.
I mean, how big was said snake?
I think it was a couple feet long.
Oh. See, I'm picturing like a 20-foot-long cobra.
Oh, no.
That's just like wrapped around.
We didn't have like a python in our basement.
Well,
or anything
I
like
mean,
that. No.
you live in the backwoods of Wisconsin. I don't know
Sure.
what's going on. You got Bigfoot up there.
Yeah, we're very backwoods up by my house, 30 minutes from Milwaukee.
So you called someone to come retrieve the snake?
Yeah, and he got it, and then he took it somewhere and released it.
Oh, do you know where?
Not a clue.
He's like, I'm gonna take it out back and put it in the garden back there.
This may have been 15 years ago.
Oh,
it was from when I was probably in elementary school, so it was a bit now. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the only animal we've had in our house that we haven't wanted, though, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. So you never had like a mouse incident?
Oh, wait, no. Okay, now that I think about this, I think no, we did have a mouse. You know what happened? Okay, I forgot about this.
What had happened was
this was so. My parents, when my brother was very young, before I was born, had a live Christmas tree. Had that one. Okay.
Oh.
And then my brother got younger-ish, and they went to an artificial one because my brother had asthma. So we went to an artificial one.
Wait, your brother got younger?
Oh,
how does that happen?
He reversed age. My brother got older. Excuse me. So they go to an artificial tree, and they get this artificial tree, and they open it up the one year, and they set the tree up. I'm pretty sure there was like a mouse or a squirrel in the tree.
The artificial tree?
Yeah, because it was in the basement, and it made its way into the basement and nested in the tree box. I may be completely wrong. I'm pretty sure this happened at our house. This may be a family story, but it happened to someone in our family where like a tree or like a squirrel or a mouse jumped out of a tree or something like that.
Yeah.
And then
interesting.
And then they got a new tree, and we still have that one. That story, that story may be completely wrong.
Well, I feel like that's like a Christmas vacation, or what is that? A Christmas
vacation? Yeah, where the squirrel comes out of the tree. Yeah,
maybe that's what you're remembering.
I don't know
if it was that movie.
No, I remember my mom telling the story, and I don't know if it was them or someone they knew or a family member, but there was some animal that came out of the Christmas tree, and now I can't remember. Maybe it was the live tree they got. I don't know. This story is really falling apart the more I tell it. But maybe I'll need to confirm it eventually, and then retell the story to be good. No, I thought they had something with like an animal jumping out of a Christmas tree though.
Yeah, I don't know.
I can't remember.
I can't either.
I can't remember precisely.
I act like I was there. I can't remember that either.
Yeah. Do you remember? Do you remember what happened?
I don't. The only other animal incident that I remembered happening is my grandparents had a kind of a neighborhood cat that would wander around.
Yeah.
You know? And they were worried that the cat and the dog were going to get into an argument in the backyard. You know,
okay, sure.
A minor disagreement.
Yeah.
They instead of sitting both 5 minutes for fighting, they were going to trap the cat. You know, so they wanted to have like the cat relocated.
Oh, okay,
to a different area.
Yeah.
You know? So they call like a trapper. You know, he rolls up. He's got the raccoon skin cap on.
The Lewis and Clark hat.
Or it was the Alamo, Return to the Alamo hat. You know.
Yeah, there you go.
And so they put one of those live catch, cage things where you go in and the animal goes in and presses down the little thing, the door shuts. And so they're like, oh well, we'll just trap the cat in this little cage.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. So they put the trap in the backyard, and probably I want to say it was less than a day later, they go back there. They're like, oh, something. They hear it rattling around, and they're like, all right, we'll go get the cat. They go back there. It is a very large and upset possum.
Oh
in
my gosh.
The cage.
Oh gosh.
And that is terrifying.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you have any experience with the possum, but
besides seeing them like as roadkill on the side of the road or crossing the street, that's about it.
They are feisty little buggers, man.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what, they do not like being trapped.
I don't think any animal likes being trapped, but I feel like a possum would definitely be on the top of the list of animals that definitely don't like being trapped.
Yeah, it hisses at you. And
I imagine.
Is basically yells. I didn't know they did that. They
Jeez.
like that. They were yelling. Like, what the heck is going on here?
That's wild.
No, yeah, I know. It's like, ugh.
You talked about the neighborhood cat. When my brother lived in Hawaii, the first place he lived at, there was a cat that roamed the neighborhood. It ended up being from the cat's owner passed away.
Oh.
And the cat really didn't go anywhere. But it was an outdoor cat. It wasn't it wasn't an indoor cat.
Yeah.
So this cat would come up to my brother's, like, he had like a glass door that led into his place, and the cat would come up there and just like stare at him.
Oh no.
So his landlord ended up getting him some food, so he started feeding this cat. And then the cat made its way inside, and like instead of my brother adopting the cat adopted him.
Oh.
We'd always joke about. The cat's name was Nacho, and he was very fluffy. I never got to see him when I visited. But my brother like looked after this cat for the time that he lived at that place, and then he moved, and I think someone else took care of Nacho. And
wow.
I don't know exactly what's happening to Nacho to this day. Hopefully he's doing good though.
Yeah.
But my brother like took him to the vet though to make sure he was good, because like he wasn't feeling well for a bit there.
What does a cat sickness look like? I just picture the cat sneezing.
I think it wasn't eating or something like that.
Relaxing, watching TV on the couch for a couple days under a blanket.
I think it wasn't eating or something like that. Yeah.
Oh.
But
the go-to.
Yeah, the go-to. Yes.
Animal illness.
Yeah, but that's how my brother, got adopted by a cat essentially.
Would you like any pets when you're
I want a dog.
At an older age?
Yeah, I mean, I already told the cat story, so I can't have a cat because I'm allergic to them.
Oh yeah.
I did find out though recently that there are certain types of cats that have they produce a lower amount of whatever makes people allergic to them, and they can be better for people with allergies
or whatever.
Yeah, it's something in their hair or something like that, like with dogs and stuff. I'd want a dog though. Yeah.
You want a dog?
I want a dog.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your ideal pet or your ideal dog? Because we had my grandparents had a smaller dog that was very hypoallergenic.
What kind of dog was that?
It was a cockapoo.
Okay.
Cocker spaniel poodle mixture.
Poodle, sure. Okay.
We named him Chichu.
Okay.
And he was a ball of fun for a long time. And my uncle has a big old English lab with his head that is ginormous, the size of a basketball.
Yeah.
And this dog is the sweetest dog you have ever met in your entire life. Literally the most probably well-behaved dog I've ever seen.
Okay.
Like, he just is super chill. Like, doesn't get... I mean, he's a lot older now. He's like 12 or 13, I think.
Okay.
So he's slowed down a lot, but he's just like, you know.
See, our dog growing up, she's a Shih Tzu Bichon mix.
A what?
A Shih Tzu, the one with the long hair.
Oh.
And then a Bichon is like the really fluffy, like cotton ball looking dogs.
I thought that was a Pomeranian.
Yeah, this one's like more very like curly hair, like round white head.
Yeah.
She's a mix of those.
You still have the dog?
Yeah. She's still alive.
Okay.
Yeah, she's also 13. She was 2010 we got her.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But we got her because she's also hypoallergenic.
Yeah.
And with my brother having asthma, and I had a little bit of asthma growing up, we didn't want to, chance anything with allergies. And after the whole cat incident, I don't know if I would be comfortable getting a dog that isn't hypoallergenic.
Right.
In the off chance, like, I've heard that, like, dog and cat allergies can be linked to one another. If you have one, you may have the other.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So, and I've never lived with a dog that is not hypoallergenic. I mean, I've been around dogs that, I've been around dogs and I've been fine.
Yeah.
But I also thought I was fine around cats until I wasn't, So,
well, that's generally how it goes, right?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I like the thought of a wiener dog, but I've heard that they can be really temperamental and hard to train.
They are.
And they got some personality to them, and they can be a little, stubborn.
Feisty?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I visited a friend who had a wiener dog, and that dog had so much energy, and he was just, like, everywhere. I'm like, okay, this is a lot. He's adorable, but it's a lot.
Yeah. That's the kind of dog Nicole wants.
Before we got our dog, I wanted a Schnauzer. And I kind of still want a Schnauzer. Because they are hyperallergenic. They come in like the 3 different sizes.
Yeah.
So like a standard or a miniature Schnauzer, I think, could be really fun. Because I still want a small dog. I like. I could do like a medium dog, but nothing too large.
Yeah. My so funny story about a Schnauzer is my mom had a Schnauzer named Heidi when they were younger.
Okay.
Um, and they love this dog and all this stuff. My dad, she gets married to my dad.
Yeah.
Come to find out, he had a Schnauzer when he was young. And guess what the Schnauzer's name was?
The same as the one.
Heidi.
No way.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
That's wild.
That's like some stuff you see in you made up in a book or something.
How come you guys don't have a Schnauzer named Heidi running around?
See, now my mom is severely allergic to dogs.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's very strange.
Well, Schnauzers are a hypoallergenic breed, I've heard.
Well, so are Cockapoos, and the dog was supposed to live with us.
Yeah.
My mom was
still didn't work.
Very allergic.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So
okay.
the dog had to live with my grandparents.
How interesting. I guess I feel like you hear with cats, there's no fully hypoallergenic breed.
Yeah.
And I wonder if that's the same thing with dogs. I know the hypoallergenic ones just don't shed.
Yeah.
So they require a little bit they require more grooming and stuff like that.
Right.
But I wonder if they're still they're still making whatever causes the allergies. It's just not spread around as much because they aren't shedding. I wonder if that's what it is.
Yeah, it must be because now I feel like any animal that my mom is around.
Yeah.
Including birds in the new house, actually. Yeah, she develops
that's
rash
real interesting.
and starts sneezing.
Huh. That's very interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I'd like a small little Schnauzer. That would be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. A part of me is I could maybe do a cat and get a hypoallergenic cat, but if I were to have a cat, I would want to hold the cat and pet the cat, and the whole problem with me with cats is if I get scratched by them or they're up on my face, and that's when the problems start.
Yeah.
I was over at a friend's house and he has cats, and I was playing around with the one cat and it caught me on the arm at one point, and I started to break out a little bit. I'm all right, this confirms what I thought. I'm allergic to cats.
You no dice anymore.
Yeah, no, definitely no dice for take 2 of the cat, but maybe a dog eventually. That's a little bit down the road. I don't know if I could have a dog if I lived by myself.
Yeah.
That would be a lot of work. The buddy that has the wiener dog lives by himself and also works in minor league baseball, and I don't understand how he does it because that's a huge commitment for especially being out of the house as much as you are.
Right.
Which I don't know. If I were to have a dog, I would want to be around it more and be able to have someone else that can also look after the dog.
Yeah. When I was young, I always wanted a pet bird.
Oh, okay. Well, now you got one.
Well,
you got your wish.
Well, I wanted one that will talk to you.
Oh, like a parakeet, isn't that the one? Yeah.
But then I found out that number one, when they are in the cage, they projectile poop.
Oh.
So it comes speeding out of there. You got to put a 10-foot ring of newspapers on the floor because you don't know where it's going to go. You can't put them next to a wall. You're going to have poop on the wall.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
No, isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
And I also found out that you can teach birds, my dad's buddy has a bird who he taught to say very inappropriate things like swear words and whatnot.
Yeah.
And so, but also you can't, when it learns to talk, you can't control when it talks.
When it talks, correct, yeah.
So it'll just be 2:00 in the morning. It'll say,
I could not do
the
that.
Cubs suck.
I would say it.
He's a Sox fan.
It doesn't have an on-off button. It's just always on.
Yeah.
Unless it's sleeping, obviously, but you can't control that.
Yeah, and so I don't know. I think he had to put a blanket or something over the cage.
Oh, I've heard about that.
To make it seem like it's nighttime.
Sure.
And
oh man, that's a lot of hassle.
I know.
Jeez.
I don't know. I think all animals are a lot of hassle.
Yeah.
Fish are too.
I had a fish growing up, and then I overfed it, and the thing died after a week. I got it from a friend's birthday party. It was a little goldfish.
Oh no!
I think I overfed it because it was just crapping its brains out. And then I remember I'm taking a shower the one night, and I get out of the shower, and my mom's I named him Rex. I think
Rex
we just
the
went
fish?
to see we went to see Toy Story.
Oh.
And isn't the dinosaur's name Rex?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Okay. So
as in T-Rex, yeah.
Yeah. Yes. And she's like, oh, I don't think Rex is alive anymore. I'm like, what do you mean? So then we had to flush him down the toilet because that's
oh no,
the way to dispose of fish for some reason. You send him down the toilet.
Did you have a fish funeral for it?
No, it was pretty unceremonious. Yeah,
no.
It lasted about a week. Yeah, it wasn't anything fantastic. in hindsight, I don't know if I would have another fish. They're kind of a lame pet for me. You can't do anything with them.
Yeah, no.
If I'm going to have a pet, I want to interact with said pet. If I have a dog, I'm taking that thing on a walk. I'm playing with it. I'm throwing the ball around in the yard with it. Like if that, like I am making sure that that dog, has a great energetic lifestyle because I want to do things with the pet.
Right.
Like the people that just have like a cat, but like, oh, where's the cat? Oh, it's under the bed upstairs.
Excuse me.
And that's and the cat just always hangs out under the bed upstairs. And like,
Yeah.
I don't want that kind of animal. I want something that I can play with, and
See, my
make
thought
an actual
is,
companion out of.
My thought is Nicole really, really, really wants a wiener dog.
Yeah.
And number one, I'm concerned that I am going to step on it because I mean that's a serious issue.
You put a little bell around its
I
neck.
I can barely hear
that's fair.
regular things, so I'm not going to hear a little dingy bell.
You tie a balloon around its belly, and it goes with
then
it.
it like floats up to the ceiling. We don't need any of that.
It's gonna be like up.
Yeah,
you just can't let the dog outside with the balloon on.
Yeah, right. But no, so that's a serious concern. So I'm like, why don't you just take like a weekly trip to the pet store? I knew a family that did this. One of my friend's sisters wanted a dog.
Okay.
They would literally go to the pet store every week just to play with the dog, like to get their dog fix for the week.
That's interesting.
So I don't know if that's
I've thought about like volunteering at the Humane Society. I think that would be fun.
fun. Well, are those? Is that place with those sad commercials on TV?
No. The Humane Society is just like when you like adopt a pet. Like if people can't care for their animal anymore, they'll give it to a Humane Society, and then other people can adopt. That's where I got my cat from when I had that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and stuff like that. Like I feel like volunteering there would be good because they have a lot of dogs and pets and stuff like that, and like I can have my cat fixed, but not be allergic all the time.
Fair enough. Yeah, I don't know.
That could be fun, but.
Yeah. Well, I don't think I'll be getting any pets soon, but today.
Nicole may change your mind, though.
That is true.
Oh, this reminded me. So my boss, his wife is very adamant about them getting a dog.
Oh.
And he does not want a dog.
Okay.
Okay, he's like, no, we're not getting a dog. I don't want a dog. Like we don't need a dog in the apartment.
Right.
Okay? But now he's having a baby. Okay.
Okay.
So I looked at him and I said, you know what you need to do? Now the kid's going to want a dog. And he's like, that's what my one buddy was saying. You wait for the kid to turn like 5 and them to want the dog on their own, and then you get the dog because then you have a great reason to get the dog.
Right. No, see, my concern with that would be like if they got the dog now,
yeah,
then what if the dog doesn't get along with the baby?
Oh, if you were to, the people that get like a pet right around when they're having a kid are crazy. You got to give it a little bit of time. Yeah. You can't have one. You can't have both at the same time because that's a lot to. Especially if you get a puppy and a baby at the same time, you're raising 2 things at the same time.
Right.
Like that's like double the potty training. That sounds terrible.
Well, I mean that's also like what about people who have twins and like triplets?
Oh my gosh.
Can you imagine that? That's like a lot of stuff going on there.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That's oh gosh, no way.
No way.
No way.
Well, this has been a lot about a little. We're just coming up on the time here.
Yep.
Today we've got one more in-person episode that we will be recording.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
And that'll be episode 20.
That will be our 20th anniversary.
We need a big celebration.
Well, maybe we should get some streamers, like one of those confetti cannons.
Yeah, those are fun.
Something.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that would be good. So that'll be a fun time. That'll
Absolutely.
be tomorrow. We'll have hopefully some good stories. We've got our 50th anniversary for our college radio station party tonight, so that'll be a ton of fun, I'm sure. And I'm sure a lot of crazy people, crazy broadcasting people will be there, and I'm sure hopefully share some stories. So
there will be stories shared.
I know. I already got a phone call today from
you did, yes,
from and was hearing all about the story today.
Oh yeah,
so
ready to go.
And we're ready to go, and so. This has been A Lot About a Little. We are available on all sorts of social media platforms.
Instagram and TikTok at A Lot About a Little Pod, and YouTube and Spotify, A Lot About a Little.
That is right. Look, was that the first time you actually got that
Probably.
right?
It took me 19 episodes plus the live stream, but we're here.
You weren't even prepared on the live stream.
No, I really fumbled that one, I'll be honest.
See,
that was bad.
what you don't see at home is the list of the accounts that we have taped right below his camera that he just read off.
I really
there,
need
so.
to do that. Yeah, that's a great idea.
So he, it's actually on the teleprompter for Reid today.
I wish. I need one.
You do.
I need one.
I need one too, actually. So then we could have a more cohesive intro and outro instead of this.
Yeah, I don't hate the intros now, though.
Yeah, I know you love the intro video that I made too.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like it.
I don't think it. I don't buy it. Put a lie detector on my ear. I don't buy it.
It's the best template you've ever edited.
All right. Well, that was fun. We'll be back next week for some more tomfoolery. This is a lot about a little. We'll catch you on the next one.
See ya.